It now gives me great pleasure in introducing our next speaker, Daniel Bernstein, who is going to, the title of his speech is the Israeli Toastmaster. Special occasion speeches, number 5, accepting an award. Accept an award with dignity, grace, sincerity. Acknowledge the presenting organization. And it gives me great pleasure in presenting an award to Daniel, who is the founding member of Toastmasters Modi'in, who's been with us for 103 meetings, if not here in spirit. And if it wasn't for Daniel, we wouldn't be sitting around the table. We've had members come and go, and the members who are here have all taken it upon themselves to make this award to you.
Told you that.
What is prayer rain?
Are you getting film? Filming it?
That's what it's doing.
It's filming it now? It's on now? Oh, it's in. Okay.
Sealed.
It's a dose proof.
What? Step a little more to the center so the video camera can see it.
Oh, wow.
He's really Toastmaster. It's been a long road on the way to the Israeli Toastmaster, and it's one that's still ongoing. I'm nowhere near finished yet. I want to share with you a bit about how this road has gone, because I originally started Toastmasters in Modi'in and really Toastmasters in Israel about a year after making Aliyah. I'd been participating in Toastmasters for 2.5 years beforehand, and I missed the feeling of reaching beyond myself, of learning, of being with the group. So I decided to start up the group right here, this club, Modi'in Toastmasters. Now, Toastmasters as an organization, and especially Toastmasters in Modi'in, has given a lot to me. I've learned how to speak, how to present, the things that I simply could not do beforehand. I remember standing up in front of a large group of coworkers before I'd started Toastmasters and just being completely frozen, unable to get across what I wanted to say. I've learned leadership. I've learned how to take opportunities, how to work with a group of people. I've learned to put myself forward, even when it's not necessarily something I want to do, just something I have to do. There are a number of people that I need to thank that have helped me get to this spot, to this point. First off, before Israel, there are 2 people in particular who started me on this path. Those people were John Kennedy, not that John Kennedy, who was my boss back at IBM, and Bobby Fielding, one of my coworkers, who was then an active participant in the Toastmasters Club that we had in the IBM Toronto lab, and came to me occasionally to say, why don't you try this out, it might be fun. And between the two of them, they got me to actually start attending the meetings, and eventually I learned that I enjoyed it. There are the various participants in the club here, especially those who've taken part in the executive committees. Several people have come and gone, as Shoshana mentioned, over the course of the years. A number of them are still here. Especially, I want to thank Shoshana herself, who's very supportive. David Raffaelli, who's been there from day one, and Jeremy Feldman. But without leaving out any of the other people, because the club is made up of all of its members, and everyone, no matter how much or how little they do, is contributing and making this a good experience for all of us. Starting up promoting Toastmasters was a challenge. When I came to Israel, the vast majority of people here had never even heard of Toastmasters. It's been running, starting off in the States almost 100 years ago, spread to several countries throughout the world, but for whatever reason here in Israel it simply hadn't caught on. I'm not the first person who tried to start up a Toastmasters club. I am probably the only one, at least thus far, who did not procrastinate in how they push the club forward. More importantly, I suppose, is the perseverance required, because I know of at least 3 previous attempts to start up Toastmasters clubs that failed. This one, I just kept pushing at it, and it took 2 years from the day that I started, that I held our first meeting in actually your daughter's apartment, I believe. Yes, Tali's apartment. And since then, as I said, it took 2 years until we finally reached charter strength, that we got 20 people participating in the club. It was a case of perseverance and just not giving up. I suppose it's something that can sometimes be difficult in a person, but in this one case it paid off, and I'm very happy looking out at the group here and seeing all the people who are participating and keep coming back. Finally, for the future, as I said, I'm nowhere near finished with Toastmasters. I'm still pushing myself forward. I have my own personal goals. I still have a ways to go, a number of additional advanced manuals that I want to continue on after I finish this. There's all the things that we want to do as a club and the participants in the club that I'm looking forward to continuing helping with. And finally, there's Toastmasters in general. I'm working with a number of other people to start other clubs in other locations, and I want to get us to the point where we're not just one club here in Modi'in, but one club that's part of a network of clubs that has interaction with other groups, especially contests, as we had a few weeks ago with just our club. There are contests that we can have challenges between clubs, and it's a lot of fun to participate in, and I'd like to see that happening here. So, as I said, it's been a long road, still a ways to go. I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to continuing on my own goals, helping each of you with your goals, and furthering Toastmasters in general.
Please take a few minutes to complete the evaluation form.
I didn't realize that.